Ask everybody a favour when you start this. If you have Twitter, I would tag Eamon Ryan in this video. If you could share this video on Twitter and tag Eamon Ryan about this, because this needs to be nipped in the bud now, more than later. So League of Dublin is a huge issue, especially rural Ireland. It's not a road in this country, in this county, in Cavan or anywhere. You go down, there's bags, there's rubbish, there's God knows what, TVs, God knows. Last week, Cavan County Council had to lift a bathtub off one of the roads. See, that's what you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with. A bathtub, like, my God. Which obviously costs a huge amount of money to the taxpayer when it's all said and done. You're always going to have a bit of litter. That's in fairness, you always are going to have a bit of litter. But these people, the majority of people are few people. There's a few genuine, few people dumping regularly every week. But these people have been caught and they haven't been fined. They have been fined, but there's no strict enforcement. They basically got off with it because they didn't pay the fine and nobody looked into it. So I'm just saying, we need stricter enforcement. We need bigger fines. We need them on community service too. We need them out cleaning the roads, sweeping the streets, picking rubbish out of a ditch, picking rubbish out of a sewer. We need to make them suffer. We need to make them, feel what other people when they have to clean up their rubbish, how they, make them feel the same way. Because every day of the week I have to deal with some kind of illegal dumping. Last week was a microwave. Found a microwave. Somebody reported a microwave to me and I lifted up a microwave. Then the other week before there was a toaster. Then the other week before there was a clock. So you could go on. It could go on about many things I've picked up in the last 3 weeks alone. Like a few weeks ago there was an O2 box. Yeah, I could go on, just dumped into a ditch. But this is something that we need to nip in the bud, sorry. Because it is serious and it does take a huge effect on the local surrounding, the local villages, and the majority of the time tiny towns groups have to do something about it, because the local authorities are obviously not as manned as they used to be, let's put it that way. And it's difficult to deal with so many roads and everything in one county when you only have a few county council people. And that too, you meet more people on the streets. And that goes back to my next point, you meet more litter wardens. Like in Cavan alone, there's only 4 litter wardens. There's a few voluntary, like myself, I'm a voluntary litter warden. But yeah, you meet more. At least Cavan should have 8. Before the financial crash was 7. That was decent enough. I say 8 to do for all of County Cavan. I'd say 8 would do. But having 4 is not really feasible. It's not feasible. At least 7, you could get things done. But having that small of a number, you couldn't do anything with that. So an extra few bits, and then obviously more councilmen and lorries and things like that. Because there has been huge cutbacks. Because obviously the government wants communities to do more than have the local authorities to do it. But I'm saying to the League of Dublin, tiny towns shouldn't have anything to do with a League of Dublin. Only litter obviously you'll pick up for the tiny towns, but picking bags out of ditches, things like that, that's up to the council. It's up to the local authorities. That's why people pay their road tax. It's just putting it simple. Just putting it simple to people. Because it needs to be dealt with, and obviously these people who are on the county council are trained. These people on tiny towns, majority of the time, don't have training. So we need to enforce it. Obviously, we need stricter fines. We need more people to clean it up. We need more people. We need harsh punishments. That's really simple as that, because that's the only way they're going to learn. Like half of the fines that Cavan won last year weren't paid. That alone says a lot. And some of these cases are well-known people who've done it, who've been linked to many of these. One for example, I think had 17 times maybe was caught. I don't know. I can't remember the full details of it. But I know. Actually, sorry, I'm confused myself. That was in another county. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. Yeah, I confused myself. Sorry. But yeah, just to say, it needs to be done. Thank you.